All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Cuda Education. This is the second video in the GLTF series. GLTF stands for Graphics Library Transmission Format. And basically, this video is dedicated to basically showing you that there's a marketplace for 3D assets, 3D models. I showed you all the different models in the last video. This video is basically just going through the marketplace. Now, if you're interested in computer graphics, if you're interested in the Vulkan API, I strongly recommend that you check out tutorial number 1 and tutorial number 13. They're both linked below in the description. Tutorial number 1 is helping you to walking you through the installing the Vulkan API on a Windows-based machine. Tutorial number 13 is walking you through um, installing a bunch of Vulkan API examples. So I believe that having working code on your machine is an excellent way to and tinkering with that working code is an excellent way to learn the Vulkan API. So as part of computer graphics and as part of the ecosystem, um, when you're creating your computer graphic scene or application or what have you, sometimes you want different objects in your scene. So you might want a house or a person walking or a city or something. That's where GLTF comes from. GLTF, again, it's graphics library transmission format. It is a standardized 3D asset file format or file that was created by the Kronos group, the same people that created the Vulkan API. So it's a standardized means of working with 3D objects, 3D assets, 3D models in computer graphics. So the Kronos Group is a consortium of tech companies, and they come together to basically provide standardized technology to the world. So the Vulkan API is an open API. It's an open format. So whether you're on a Windows machine or on a Mac or on Linux or Jetson Xavier or any kind of computing device, generally speaking, you could run Vulkan on it because again, it's a standardized open format. You have other APIs such as DirectX, which is created by Microsoft, and of course, because it's Microsoft is a private company and DirectX is proprietary technology. It's only available on Windows-based machines. So there you have it. So the GLTF 3D model discussion is um, you know another part of the whole computer graphics ecosystem. So if you are creative, if you're artistically inclined, if you're a drawer, if you're an illustrator, you're into visual design, you're into basically anything that deals with artistic creation, a lane that you could pursue, a thing that you can pursue is creating GLTF 3D assets or GLTF 3D models, right? And basically you create these models and you sell them online. So for example, you see all these dollar signs here and all these things. These are models that are created by different people so that people can import them into their graphics application. So we could look at this one here and we see that it is all of this stuff. Now if you have $24.99, you definitely could get it, but as you can see here, you're basically you have your model, and then you could do different, you could change the lighting and all that stuff, but you could create this asset and sell it online, right? So that's the beauty of GLTF. Is you could develop these different things and basically use your creative mind to make assets that people can put into their scene. So uh that's pretty much it. You could do cars, right? And you will see different cars that are available. You could do supercar, right? And you will see different things that are available, right? Obviously, and of course, you could choose a file format. So right now, we just want GLTF. So all of these models are supercar related. Um, you could play around with the polygon count, right? Obviously, the higher polygon count, the more complex the model is. I believe the creation tool for creating these GLTF files is Blender. So if you you want to get into it, you could get Blender and start creating these models, sell them online, right? So it's not just you could do real estate, right? So you know business related things. Um, you could do architecture. So for all of you creatives, whatever it is, and remember we're dealing with GLTF files. So all of you creatives out there, if you're into creating stuff, drawing stuff, building stuff. You could do a digital animation of or a digital object of what it is that you see. Now the thing with GLTF is that it's not just the object itself; it's the lighting, it's the background, it's the scene around them, it's how much it's the camera angle and how you want it to rotate around your scene, or what portion of the camera or what portion of the object that is viewable, you know what I mean, based on the camera. So it's a whole it's a whole involved thing, like, so obviously if we wanted to do like if we only wanted to see free things, right, in this space, then you get free objects and you could download them, right? You could download them and then you sign up for an account, you download them, and then you could play around with them. Just do GLTF viewer, and you could even like upload it to a website, and then you'll be able to see, play around with your object and see what it is about, and all of that stuff. So obviously the stuff that's not free is kind of more fun, right? But you get the idea. So these are different things that, um, if you're artistically inclined, you could play around with. Now, there's also there's also textures, um, that are you could buy and sell. This is another website that you could play around with. But basically, just Google GLTF market, or GLTF assets, or 3D assets, or buy sell 3D assets, and you'll get like a bunch of websites that offer different things. Uh, what else? If you're an interior designer, if you know someone that's into interior design, you could create mock-ups of what it is that you plan on offering the client, right? um and you see there's dollar signs across all of them, right? How much it costs, so you're able to see exactly what it is that you want to do. This is all the GLTF file format. So obviously you kind of want to create in GLTF because it's supposed to play nice with everything, right? So if you're suggesting to a client that you want to create a cabinet, right, or you want to lay out a table a certain way, you could create this scene to give them a preview, and you could sell it to different people, right? The other thing too is that we're finally reached the stage in sort of computer processing, and especially GPU chips and all that, where um, we could do ray tracing, we could do path tracing, we could do all these wonderful things. Now, the difference between an object that looks animated or looks cartoonish or looks like that it's not real, and something that is real and that is photorealistic is the lighting. Okay, so in order for a computer to be able to uh, to photorealistically generate an object and to make it look like it's actually real, like a real thing, it has to um, calculate light emitting, light hitting the object, light reflecting and refracting from the object, and how it disperses and how it's reacted after hitting the object and then comes back to your eye. Okay, in order for the computer to do that, it's a lot of heavy math, right? Heavy calculations, a lot of computation, and we have now reached a stage in definitely in 2023, 2024, where um, those calculations are now can be done on a GPU that is accessible to you at Best Buy or any tech store that you go into. So NVIDIA graphics cards, AMD graphics cards, you could buy a GPU. A GPU is a graphics processing unit. You could buy a GPU that could calculate, that could do all these calculations on your home computer, and you could create a photorealistic object. Okay, so um, this is extremely important, because now it opens up a whole host of opportunity for everyone to basically be able to do things that look real. The problem with before this time period is that either weren't any GPUs, or the GPUs didn't have the processing power to properly calculate how the light is reflected or refracted. So even like on this scene, you might, if it was a ray tracing thing, you might, some of the some of the what you see here on this wooden piece, and then what you see here with like the foliage or the leaves, some of it would be affected by the fact that there are leaves right beside this one. So what you see here is it's gonna have some green in it because the leaves are right beside it. And in order for the computer to make calculations and to account for the fact that the light is hitting this and it's hitting this right beside it, and that some of this is being reflected off of here and onto the wood and then back to your eye, that's what makes it photorealistic. So what used to happen in the old days is that they would simulate a shadow, they would simulate the different things, but again, it's a simulation, and it's like manually trying to recreate something, and it's not going to be perfect, and it's going to be very rudimentary because there's no real math behind it or calculation. It's just an artist trying to fumble through how the how the lighting is affected. But if you have these calculations being done in real time, then you are in business. And you can see here, that's like the wireframe and all that. So when you look at like Pixar movies and Avatar and all the big animation houses, you would see that their animations are in some cases extremely good, extremely lifelike in some cases, or if it is cartoonish, it's still very visually appealing. And that's because these Hollywood studios, they have the processing power, they have the big mainframe computers and the big machines that could do it. But now that's slowly trickling down to the consumer market, so now you are able to do these things. So that's a big opportunity. If you're artistically inclined, I definitely encourage you to spend some time investing in learning computer graphics. The tools have come a long way, the processing has come a long way. So get a bunch of your friends together, say, hey guys, there's this guy on YouTube, and there's these tutorials that we all have Windows machines, we all have a GPU that's Vulkan capable. um let's put some energy into learning this stuff, and learn it together, and try and build something together, and try and build a scene, you know what I mean, and build something. So not just play video games or hang out or whatever, actually try and learn something on your own. And again, all of the things that you create, you could actually sell online. um and basically make an income. So definitely consider this. Like and subscribe to our Oh, yeah, like and subscribe to our. See, this is a wireframe. Like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. I kind of made a commitment that I'm gonna really try and create a lot of content um, in the computer graphics space. You know, and the thing with computer graphics too is that when you do something or you build something, you kind of get the reward of seeing pixels on the screen, right? So it's a very rewarding thing to do. Um, and just to eject and like, ooh, look at this turbine, right? So even if you're working for like a parts manufacturer or something, you could create simulations of what it is that you are that you're creating, and you could make it be a sales tool for um whatever it is that you're doing. So there you have it, guys. I mean, it's a lane for anyone that's artistically inclined. Like and subscribe. Check out the tutorials though. It's video walkthrough. So tutorial number 1 to install the Vulkan API on your Windows based machine with a Vulkan capable GPU. And then tutorial number 13 is for the installing a bunch of examples, and then we tinker. What I'm going to try and do eventually is get one of these free models and then try and put it into one of the Vulkan examples that I have, and just kind of investigate and work through the process of taking a model and then injecting it into a computer graphics example that I have, and seeing what the process is like and taking you along for the. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. Like and subscribe, share, tell your friends. Please tell your friends, especially those artistically inclined. Check out the websites, especially this one, CG Trader, and see what is what. All right, have a good day. Bye.